In this video, I'm going to go over every type of real estate investing that I know of and a little quick overview on what they involve and what to look out for. If you're interested in real estate investing at all, this is a good video to watch because it really comes down to what type of goals that you have and what best fits you for where you're at in your life. Number one, get started. That's the first and foremost. Get off of zero. Number one, just get started. Get started investing in general. Put $100 in a crowdfunding thing. Put $100 in the financial market, just overall S&P 500, SPY, ETF, whatever it is. Get off of zero. I'll tell you how I got my start. I was working at a real estate company. I've worked at mom and pops, I've worked at franchises, and now I own a multi-million-dollar company that is an independent. I'd never wanted to go franchise route. I wanted to be able to do things the way I wanted to do them. The thing about being in real estate and being on the forefront at a real estate company is you kind of see properties before they're hitting the market or when they first hit the market or other opportunities. And I saw there was a single family where I grew up in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, and it was sitting there after inspections and everything, and the buyers of it were about to get a divorce and neither wanted the other party to have it, so they were letting it go. And I swooped in there, and at that time they were giving out loans of like 80 and then 15, so I really just had to come up with like a 5% down payment, and it was nothing, and I got a commission on that, and I basically paid nothing for the property and ended up buying it. And it literally broke even. Like, when I mean breaking even, meaning like the mortgage was, I don't know, $800 and the rent was $800. So I was breaking even, but that's where I first got my start. So that's what I kind of mean by get off of zero. Just get involved in the game. And then from that point on, you can look at better opportunities, better situations, and go all in. Now, number two is figure out what strategy is good for you. There is different types of real estate investing. Before we get into it, really quick, go smash the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. That's all I ask for. I put these videos out as educational purposes only, so I'm asking nothing in return other than that. And subscribe if you like videos about real estate investing, crypto, Bitcoin mainly, investing in general, finance, and overall wellness. So let's get into it. After you're off of zero, what do you want to focus on? Because that's where you kind of want to deep dive into. Now, what I would look at for you individually is, what do you want to get out of it? If you want to flip properties, well, that's not really real estate investing in the long term. If you want to get into home flipping and then worry about the long-term play later, you can look at buying a house for $200,000, putting $50,000 into it and selling it for $400,000. And now you're, $150,000 up, and then you can keep rolling that over and over and over and make millions that way, and then invest in property. And if you're more of like, I want total hands off, I want to be able to have somebody else run the show. All I want to do is take my money and park it somewhere in real estate because I think that's the best investment. Well, you can look at syndicate investing. There's tons of that out there where it's more of like crowdsourcing, and there's one property manager. I've been involved in that kind of stuff where we've bought a old building on land that we were just knocking down, and they were in charge of building it all up, refinancing that property now that it was worth a lot, was 100 plus units, giving every investor back their principal plus interest, and then now you're owner in that property and you're collecting checks every 3 months when they do quarterly distributions. That's another way of doing it. You might be working in, say, finance, or even if you're say like a public worker or a teacher, and you can manage to live under your means and save up money and then invest that proceed into real estate, you don't need all that much to get you to where you want to be down the line. Don't get caught up in the get rich quick type things. Say you're 20 years old, and by the time you're 40, you want to have $10,000 in passive income coming in per month. You have 20 years, right? And say every year you purchase a property that cash flows $500. Then you're doing that every year, right? So from 21, you're going to just identify that one property and go there. 22, you're going to go there. And every year you're going to buy a property that cash flows $500. You might have to look in certain different areas, but that's what you want to do. Well, that's a good game plan, because I'll tell you right now, that's easily going to get you there, not counting for rental increases, not counting for refinancing any of the properties to lower your payment and to get more of a cash flow. That's not accounting for any appreciation of the asset itself and the property. So in 20 years, by the time you're 40, you're going to be cash flowing all these properties. On top of that, your net worth is going to go up extremely because these properties by that time are now going to be paying majority of it towards principal instead of interest, and you're going to be getting payment from the tenants paying down the principal at a faster rate. So you might not just have a $10,000 cash flow by that time, you might be at 20. You started at a $10,000 goal per month and now you're already at 20. Now you might be watching this video, be like 20 years old and be like, that's nothing, that's not sexy. I want to drive Lambos, I want to drive this and that. All I can tell you is after doing it and being able to purchase any car that I want to purchase, being able to purchase any clothes that I want to purchase, sneakers, jewelry, whatever it is, it's meaningless. It doesn't do anything for you. The big ticket is to have the freedom to be able to do what it is you want to do. You want to go on a trip anywhere in the world, to be able to do that. The biggest thing in my mindset is to not have the strappedness of paying bill for bill and having to be at work and not be able to have the freedom that you have this one life of. That's the most important thing. It's not buying stupid things that don't mean anything. Don't get caught up into that. That's the biggest thing I would give you if you're a young adult. So number 2, again, just to be clear, is to develop the strategy that is most set up for yourself.